And how is it going, everyone? Welcome to B Rally 97 Championship Edition, or well, let's just call it B Rally, the first one in the series. And this is, well, a rally game, obviously, but a game with very weird handling, very weird gameplay, and against my better judgment, I want to play it in the hardest difficulty. It's apparently Ace. Probably a bad idea, but I can change it later if I don't want to. So this game, well, you will see that you have a selection of cars like any racing game, but I think that the selection here is not merely cosmetic. I will normally pick out of all of these cars the Subaru Impreza, but apparently the weight of the cars has, an impact in the performance, so I'm picking the lightweight ones. And then there is another thing, but we first need to go to Start Rally, because in default settings, this game, I will say that is borderline unplayable, but here where it says over and understeer, you go all the way to the right to understeer, and the game kind of becomes a little bit more playable. Without that, though, it's very hard to handle in this game. So, yeah. Well, it's still hard the way it is right now, but at least it's more palatable. Not to mention, you also have to deal with the AI being very unpredictable. Well, and the loading screens being long, that's another thing. But here I'm just showing you how long the loading screens are. The next ones I'm just gonna skip the loading. But yeah, we have to... I think what happens here is that your opponents are... They depend on the weight class, because these are all the lightweights. So it might be related to that. Hey, come on. Keep it cool. The AI does some weird stuff. Sometimes they crash against each other. Sometimes they just go straight to the wall. And the accidents are very heavily punished. You don't want to get into an accident, because the moment you get into an accident, you're gonna suffer it very badly. But yeah. At least for now, just gain the lead and stay there for a little bit. You could even say if the... Oh shit, that was a bad corner. If the thing about the weight classes is real, as in they actually are divided by weight classes, you will say that that's like a second difficulty option. You will say that here my problem is the fact that I'm understeering, so I'm not taking these corners properly. I mean, that's true to some extent, but trust me, if I don't put the setting like that, this thing is very hard to drive. To the point that, as I say, I feel like it's unplayable, borderline unplayable. Here at the very least you feel like you have control of your car, even though obviously, as you can see, the disadvantage is that in the corners you don't steer too much. And I mean, that's not gonna be a problem now on the first tracks, but I'm assuming that later on it will be a problem. But I'll deal with that whenever it happens. So not yet. Ah, shit. It's fine. Every time that you see a sharp corner, that will be the problem. But you can see that on the rest I'm doing mostly well. I don't know if that's because of the game itself making you faster than the CPU, or if it's because this car is legitimately faster than the other ones. I would probably say that this is just the typical player advantage. What I like about this difficulty, and the reason why I pick Ace instead of normal or rookie, well, I don't think it was called normal, it was called amateur, I think, or pro, I don't remember. But it's because that those difficulties, you kind of just start when you get on the lead, it essentially becomes a time trial. You're not gonna get overtaken unless you make a mistake. And of course you can make mistakes, like it's not like I'm gonna play perfectly, and especially not with this game's controls, but I wanted to you know, make it more interesting. And I might regret it, yes, but hey, that's fine too. I don't expect this to go well under any circumstance, so for now I'm just seeing what the future has to offer. Now, unfortunately, one thing that the UI of this game lacks for some reason is the gap between you and your opponent when you are on the lead. You can only see the gap of someone that is in front of you, but not when it's behind you. Well, there's also another problem, the issue that you can look back, but there is no mirror view, even with this camera. Like, you need to look back and not look front. The lack of a rear view mirror is a problem, but it's fine. And mostly because here in multiple locations these guys do get very close to me. But it's fine. Also, this first track is supposed to be Indonesia. I mean, it's what you saw at the beginning, but yeah, we are in Indonesia. Obviously, the places, as in the name of the places, are real. Obviously, everyone knows that Indonesia is real. What's not real are the tracks themselves. Well, not to mention that I say that this is a rally game, but not quite. I mean, it's rally in the sense that you use rally cars, but a rally game will not be a race. It will be constantly time trial. This is, if anything, closer to something like rally cross. But that was okay, at least. Not bad. No, I wouldn't want to see the replay. How do I skip it? Oh, like that. Start. So what happens now? Like, you go, I'm assuming, to the second stage. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're not allowed a rest. You go to the second stage of the place. Oh yeah, the loading screen. You can make it faster by speeding up the emulation while it loads. And surprisingly, wait, what the hell are you doing, dude? I'm here, you know. These disrespectful opponents. Oh, what are you doing? Well, that's what I say about the AI. The AI is unpredictable, as you can see. It can do stuff like that or that, and they are not gonna care, you know. What a dipshit. We can come back, it's just that will be hard. Yeah, that's the issue with the AI. Sometimes they even get in trouble by themselves, like they crash each other, they just go against the wall by each other. Yeah. If you are in the way, you are the one that's gonna get destroyed like that. Though what I don't know is how the point system works. Like, I got first in the first stage, but there doesn't seem to be any points yet. There are points in the overall championship, but the thing is that every track having 3 stages, I don't know how the 3 stages affect the overall points. Oh, this is also a short track, which means that the chances of recovering here are very low. But gotta do it in one way or another. At least 3rd place should be okay. Well, the 2nd place is also there. Recovering is not impossible. I don't know if it's because they have negative rubber band or if it's because you're actually faster than them, but the possibility to recover is there. You're not permanently lost once you spin out, assuming that happens, I guess, at the beginning of the race. If it happens when you're about to cross the finish line, well, obviously no, but yeah. Okay. These were in the podium. Well, not like it's very hard to be in the podium when there's only 4 competitors, you know? Better than being in last place. I could overtake this guy with no issues. Though I even wonder if you're allowed to not win. You know that there are some games that don't care about you if you don't win. Like if you don't win, you can say goodbye to continuing in the game. Like until you win, you're not allowed. But I don't know if that's the case here. Hopefully not. But how will I know? But we will know the moment I don't get first place. Just at this one, I don't want to jinx it, but it's looking like a first place. Assuming I can overtake. And by that I mean that he doesn't take me out in the process, because I can easily overtake just in terms of pace. Yeah, but I guess that ain't gonna happen. Well, he lost time too, but the lap is almost over. So yeah, I think that unfortunately might not be enough. It almost was enough though. So is there any problem of finishing second? Because I noticed that the position when I was first was in like golden, or well, yellow, I guess. Golden, it's a little bit exaggerated. Well, we still go to the next one, so I'm assuming that anything that might have happened wasn't that big of a deal. Okay. And now it's raining. Should I worry about that? I mean, well, obviously there is a difference between dry dirt and wet dirt. So wet dirt, for what I understand, should have better grip, right? I don't know, not like I ever drove a car in dirt or wet dirt, or drove a car at all, so cannot really say. It's pretty hard to overtake in this game. You actually have to plan the overtake. Oh, okay, that's the first hard corner here. Ooh, and that's a pretty nice hit from behind. What the hell? Yeah, when you are in the understeering settings doing some... Well, I have a handbrake actually, I kind of forgot about it. I could use it, maybe, it could work. It seems that, well, another one of this. Seems that it's better than trying to do the corner normally, though. I don't know. As I say, the controls of this game are very finicky. Doing something like, you know, trying to purposely lose grip to drift in a game like this does not seem like a good idea. But now I don't think I have much to lose, so I could try. I don't know what's gonna happen though if I end up in last place. If I'm even allowed to continue. It should be fine. Now it does seem like unless this guy got into a legitimate accident, that the competitors kinda wait for you when you get into an accident, because otherwise that should have been dead. I wouldn't be able to recover that quickly. I was like 5 seconds behind and now I'm right there. I don't know about the other cars though, they are nowhere to be seen. No, but it seems that the golden number only denotes when the position changes. It's not about the position itself, it seems. Okay, this corner here is not that bad. Only the first one that is finicky. One more lap, but 2 more positions. I'm probably not getting... It doesn't seem like the guys wait for you, I guess. Maybe they are just slow in that specific set of corners, because it's around the same spot where I meet the other guy. It might just be that. Will be. I don't know. I guess. Oh, and the first place is also there. I think anything good is gonna come out of this, but never know. I promise that the same thing happened again here. That corner is very hard to do, and the AI is not gonna wait for you to do it. I should have tried using the handbrake. I guess I didn't. I do want to know how the game counts when you don't get first place in all of them, but you still don't get last. How the points are counted here. They essentially got first, second, and third. So how is this gonna be counted in the championship? Because this is a championship, and it involves multiple places, not just Indonesia. It's not like Indonesia is one championship. Wait, first? What? I'm not sure. Oh, it's about the total time you did. Like, the positions don't matter. I was not expecting that. Okay, well, I'm gonna take it. Nice, that's pretty cool. Damn. Alright. That's a very weird system. Like, at that point, why not just do time trial? Because, yeah, that's how a real rally usually happens. Then you can, by the way, abort the championship and save, which I think is what I'm gonna do. Quit and save, yeah. If you will be so kind. 2 blocks? Yeah, save. I have 2 blocks. I have all the blocks you need, game, don't worry about it. Yeah, save it. I'm doing this just in case something bad happens. Because you never know. Yeah, and now, once you get here, continue save it championship. I wonder if you have multiple ones or you only have 1 championship per... Yeah, you only have 1. Well, it makes sense. So yeah, this one is done. And well, the positions is the ones you saw. So that works well. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't, but nice. So you just have to be fast. The position is not important, although I guess it's pretty obvious that if your position is good, you mean that you did fast. The understeering is still there, so that's great. But yeah. England. There you go. Let's just keep the loading. I'm very surprised though that emulators allow you to skip loading without the game freaking out, in the sense that obviously when the game is loading, it's loading something. So the fact that it's like, what the hell? That wasn't a good representation of that corner at all. What the hell? Is my co-pilot sabotaging me? It seems like he is. That did not represent the corner at all, dude. You're absolutely crazy. Like, it showed it as if it was like a very easy chicane, but no, it wasn't. Okay. Seems that the AI here is not doing very fast. I shouldn't really chintz myself. In the previous corners, at least, they weren't doing fast. And they don't seem to be doing fast here. So, essentially here, if you win and you win by a lot, that actually helps you. Like, it's not the same thing to win with the second place being right next to you than to win with the second place being in like super far. I still can't believe that corner though. Like, that representation of the corner is so shitty. Like, if this was real life, I would already be out of the race. Probably out of life as well. Copilot not doing a great job, really. We'll be doing it better.
Medium left.
Now, surprisingly, the V-Rally series, I mean, it's not an extremely long series of video games like something like, you know, Need for Speed could be. But it somehow managed to release 4 games. And one of them is modern, like V-Rally 4 is on Steam, like it's an actual... It fucked up. No, not like this. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lose the position, obviously, but I lost a lot of time, and yeah, the second place is there. Ah, damn it. Talking about V-Rally 4 made me get unlucky. Don't worry about V-Rally 4 then. It's weird because the first 3 games are relatively old. Well, this one is almost 30 years old, but V-Rally 4 seems to be mostly modern. But it's not like it released yesterday, but it certainly released much closer than this one. And personally, when I was a kid, the game that I played was V-Rally 2, which is another PlayStation 1 game. Well, this is a PlayStation 1 game in case the graphics didn't give it away. It is a PlayStation 1 game indeed. So what was the corner that cucked me last time? I mean, yeah, the final corner, but this one? I think it was this one. A medium left my ass. That's like a hard left. No problem now. Shame that I could have been so much further away from the second place, but it's okay. I mean, doesn't mean that the other races have to be particularly bad like in the previous location in Indonesia, right? Yeah, let's go into the second one. Something that I also seen is that you can essentially abort a specific location and it basically won't count. This is one of those sort of fake championships that a lot of games have, that instead of basically making everything permanent. Oh, what the hell? Okay. Nice dive bomb from the first guy. The second one at least put me straight into the track, but then the first guy ruthlessly dive bombing like that. Then this is gonna suck even more. Oh, and 2 in a row at that. And what happens if you miss this corner? Because there are no barriers on the side. Hey, do you die? Game over? Your PS1 blows up? Okay. I like the effect with the... Uh-oh, not this one again. At least this one was more reasonable. Like, it was a more easily... No, not like this. But at least you have an automatic turn, well, whatever you call that. It basically puts your car back on its wheels. I mean, every time that I'm out to overtake, I feel so much dread. Well, not to mention when the second place... Oh, it is a champ. Warning. Oh, I see why it's a warning. I should have hit the warning, I guess. Can you stop spinning, though? Jesus. Oh, and I got stuck too. Damn. That was bad. So you were supposed to go slower there, I guess. That's fucked up. Well, it's the first time that I see a champ like that after all, so... that's a problem. We will see how the result goes. I mean, if I'm able to recover, I will just keep going like in the previous attempts. It will all depend on that, though. Oof. But at least the third place is close. I don't know how the other two. So realistically, what you want to do is being close to the first place. Like, obviously, yeah, but what I mean is that if you see the first place, then whatever your position is irrelevant. Like, that should be good enough to have a relatively good time at the end of the rally. There is still one more lap, so I still don't know how to reduce the impact of the champs. I mean, yeah, by braking, I guess, but is that about it? You want to do this? Something tells me the AI is not gonna bother doing that, though. That's my issue. Ah, fuck, that was a very slight champ. It's okay, that wasn't that bad, and the first place is still relatively close. It's a shame that I had to waste time, but it's fine. Would have been a lot worse. And as long as I say, as long as the first place is in your sides, it does not matter. Like, you're fine. I mean, it's in this particular case because of how good my advantage was on the first race. Like, on the first race I had an insane advantage, so I am allowed to be slightly behind these guys on these other races, you know. Okay. We're fine though. So now that I think about it, I really do wonder if the ace difficulty affects the championship, or if it's only for arcade mode, because here it really feels that the opponents eventually wait for you, you know. So maybe it's something that only applies to arcade, but that will be weird, I guess. You know, the game is literally called Championship. Well, no, okay, hold up. It's called Championship Edition, but in reality it's called 97 Championship Edition, because these cars belong to the Rally Championship from 1997. But I mean, the main thing on the game is the championship, so I want to assume the difficulty applies to this. And not like it's particularly free either, so I guess it does apply to it. Alright, well, this is the third one. Third and last one. Oh, well, of England. Okay. I do feel like the real difficulty selection is the weight class. Because before the stream I tried using the Subaru Impreza, dude, and it was so hard to control. Like this one... Ah, fuck. No, it's fine, it's fine. This one feels like a Formula car in comparison. Like, it really does. the Subaru was extremely hard to control. That's because it's both heavy and fast. That's a dangerous combination. But it's essentially a reason why I say that this feels like it's a Formula car, pretty much, because it's the one that is the lightest. Well, all of these cars that I'm driving against here have the exact same weight. 800 something. That was bad. Okay, that's fine. Get back into the track. Those are coming, but it should be fine. Don't worry about it. We're fine, we're fine. You gotta be very careful. That's the thing about this game. Like, it's very, very punishing with accidents. I will even say, you know how a lot of people usually tend to, when it comes to being unforgiving of accidents, a lot of people think about Gran Turismo for more classic racing games, right? But even in Gran Turismo, you don't get punished as badly as this one for going off track. Though the truth is that Gran Turismo, compared to a lot of games from this era, Gran Turismo is casual. Like, you will be surprised by the amount of PlayStation 1 games that are even more unplayable than this one in terms of controls. But they might keep getting destroyed on the corner. Can I go back straight? There we go. Thankfully, my advantage is good enough to afford accidents like that. I think I partly blame the instructions here. Sometimes some corners that have nothing to do with each other have the same indication. So unless you memorize the track, obviously, it's very hard to do anything about it. Gotta be careful here, because even if I still didn't get into an accident, those are very small jumps. Okay, we're fine. Okay. Got it. Damn, that was... Damn, nice trick at the end. You see that? That was pretty cool. Seemed that you don't get additional points for that. Like, that was perfect. I don't know how you call that. Like, basically a horizontal flip. Amazing. Alright, team, I got like so much faster than even the second place here. And I have quite an advantage because the second place in this stage was not the same as the other one. So I do have some point advantage in here. It seems that it's quite brutal to not get first place because the point distribution is 5-2. Actually, what was the point distribution? Well, that doesn't matter. But the point is that 5 is allowed compared to... No, it was 5-2-1-0. Yeah, sorry, I spaced out for a bit. Oh yeah, I should save. Hold up. Let me shave. No, let me not shave. Let me save. Yes, I know it already exists. I was about to say 5-2-1-0. Essentially, getting first place gives you more than double the amount of points of second, but also the fact that if you don't get second, it's kind of like you might as well not have even done anything, because 1 point is pretty much nothing. But yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, put me into it. Yeah, load successful, show it to me. So we're going to Spain. Alright. Sure. You know that something that surprised me back then in a lot of these rally games is that my country appeared a lot. My country being Argentina, right? It appeared quite a lot. And that's because we do have a lot of places here that work as rally tracks, in real life even. That's cool. Okay. This track doesn't seem easy, at least by looking at the layout. The layout seemed like it had a lot of very sharp corners, and I think it's because it's meant to be like a more residential area. We will see, maybe it's not that bad. Not to mention, actually, the grip here is good. Like the grip, well, it makes sense, it's asphalt, obviously. So this game actually has different physics depending on the surface. I was not expecting that. Because, I mean, yeah, you might think that that's a standard for rally games, but keep in mind that this is a PlayStation 1 game, and from 1997. That's very impressive. Yeah, like, the grip here is super good. To the point that this feels like it's gonna be free. Well, yeah, you don't speak too soon, dude. Why shints yourself like that? But no, it seems that we're gonna be fine. And this really makes me wonder if if the difficulty option even does anything instead of just being for arcade mode. And the arcade mode looked like it had a collection of tracks. Like essentially you had like I think 3 courses, and each course had like one had 6 tracks, I think the other one had 7. It was differently distributed from this one, but I don't know if it also has a point-based system or not. But as I say, I think the biggest difficulty here, like the biggest difficulty option is the weight class. Like I cannot stress how uncomfortable driving the Impreza was. Like the Impreza was so absurdly uncomfortable. I don't recommend it. Like, I certainly don't recommend it. But hey, I don't mind the Peugeot. I mean, this group of Peugeot cars, which are basically like, you know, 100 seats, 200 seats, 300 seats, like, I always like the way they look. But here, obviously, since it's a PS1 game, it looks very blocky. It cannot look much better than this, but I do like the way they look in real life, at least. Well, and in fact, if you've seen my Gran Turismo 3 playthrough, when I did all of the rally races, I did them with the Peugeot 200 seats. So there's that. Damn. And you know that before starting the stream I was feeling so hopeless that damn, I'm gonna get demolished, and now I'm seeing this one, I'm demolishing my opponents like crazy, and I shins myself because of that. Nah, it's fine. That's to give them a chance, you know. I'm merciful. I just wanted to give them a chance, don't worry about it. Also, how is it going, Sunshine? You like B-Rally? When I was a kid, as I was mentioning earlier, the game that I played was B-Rally 2 on the PS1. The first one I never played, well, I did play it to test it for stream. Oh, hold up. This is the first one that is not a lap-based track, but it's actually a start-finish type of thing. It's like a trail race. That's the first one so far. Well, the first one so far, the first one. It will be the first one now, and in 3 races it will still be the first one. You're good? Nice. Yeah, thankfully I'm also good, simply because I'm doing better than I was expecting. Also, yeah, don't worry about that. You might be thinking, ha, you spoke too soon, what a moron. But don't worry, here you recover relatively quickly. I think that's because the AI lets you recover quickly. Like, the AI is merciful. But don't worry, that might have looked hopeless because I lost a lot of time, but nah, we're fine. If anything, this will make the race exciting because instead of leading the whole race with the other guys not even close, I actually have to overtake. Hard right. Oh, I actually broke too much. It wasn't necessary to wreck that much. These are some interesting corners. These are all like small chicanes. Like all of these are chicanes. You can see that the first place is already pretty close to me. It's right there. Overtaking, as you can see, is always an adventure because these guys, it's like they are very sturdy. Like, I feel like it's kind of like in... Oh wow, well I got... You might be thinking, damn, you got 4th place, you got fucked, but the thing that matters here is not the position, it's the amount of time. And the first place didn't finish that far from me, so that wasn't a big defeat. Not to mention with the first race being so in my favor that like an offset like that shouldn't be a problem. So don't worry, we're still in it. Though that also says how short the trail-based races are, because they essentially last the same as a single lap from a lap-based race. So they are gonna be 3 times as short, which means that if you lose the lead, it will be a lot harder to make a comeback. Okay. Seems that the AI really likes doing like fuck, that left-right movement. It's okay, we're fine, we're fine. No, we're not fine. I was not expecting a corner like that. Holy shit. That corner was absolutely deadly. Are there more trails to make up for laps? No, as you saw, it was a 1.5 minute trail and that was it. If you mean if there are more trail-based races, no, that was the first one, and the first one after 7 races that were lap-based, so... Wait a second. Didn't I already go here? I guess no, but I feel like I did. But it's still on the first lap. What? Am I going crazy? Didn't I just repeat these corners? I guess no, because that's where the starting line is. Huh. It felt like half of the lap, like the second half of the lap is the same as the first half of the lap. Huh, maybe I'm going insane, but those corners... Sack of shit. Those corners are pretty similar. It might be repeating sections. Yeah, well, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, B-Rally 2 had stuff like that. Like, it had a lot of repeating sections. Just that I don't remember, because you know how long it's been since I played B-Rally 2? Like, this corner is deadly, dude. That corner is so hard, and the stupid-ass copilot doesn't tell you that it's that hard, so you just assume it's a normal corner until you find that thing that is not normal at all. So here you just gotta remember it for the other laps, pretty much. Okay. Basically no mistake is bad enough because the AI is such a... It's so kind, right? The AI is actually very kind. So worry not. We're gonna be fine. Okay. So for the first time in this race, I'm in first place. As long as I don't lose the lead, should be fine. But actually not for the first time. I remember the reason why I lost the lead is because of this corner here. The game calls this medium left, but I don't think that qualifies as a medium left, dude. Like, that's a hard left. Without a doubt. Because yeah, maybe the angle is not that messed up, sure. But the fact that it comes so quickly, and if you fail it, you get punished that much, I will count it as hard left. Okay. Got him. That was pretty free. Pretty free. I like it when things are free. Well, at the beginning it felt a little bit scary, but yeah. So the second place team, see, it's what I mean. The difference with the second place here is astonishing. Like, it's a lot of difference. It is what it is. I guess at this rate, with this huge advantage that I have so far, maybe I don't even need to save. I feel like saving doesn't hurt. I mean, it takes a little bit of time, I guess, but like it's always nice to save just in case, because you never know. I mean, what if the lights go out, right? What if the power goes out? You know, yeah, you always gotta be ready, no matter what. It does take quite a bit to save though. But if I were to speed up the save process, it probably will crash. Something that I've seen some emulators do, that if you fast forward while it's reading a memory card, you're most likely gonna crash the game. Also, this one is Safari. It doesn't say where. Couldn't you have just said an African country? Because yeah, maybe most people wouldn't recognize it, but who cares? Not to mention, you know, one of the tracks in this game is Corsica. Pretty sure most people don't even know where the fuck Corsica is in the map. Myself included. I mean, I know that it's part of France. It's just like Monaco, like it's one of those little independent little things. Oh, those guys kinda got fucked. Are you okay? Are you? You don't look okay. Ah, you're okay. Oh, champ. Oh, that's water. I forget about the champ. It's actually water. So what place do you think that this is supposed to be? Well, it's impossible to tell. But my bet is in Madagascar. I don't know why, I just feel like it might be Madagascar. Corsica was in Spain. Maybe you are wrong and I'm... sorry, I meant the opposite. Maybe you are right and I'm wrong. It's possible, but I feel like I read that Corsica was in France. It sounds Spanish. Well... Monaco also sounds Spanish. But Monaco and by extension Monte Carlo, and none of them are Spanish, so it can be tricky, yeah, but I think that these are all like French little independent things. Well, I don't even know how independent they even are. Maybe not that much. It is in France? Oh, okay. If you want, fuck me and fuck the corners, the walls, I mean. The first place seems to be pretty far away. At least here I have enough points to donate, you know? Like, in the sense that if I don't get first place here, it doesn't matter. By here I don't mean just in the race, I mean in the whole safari location. Wouldn't be a big deal for now, I would rather know. We will see what happens though. I'm 12 seconds away, that's a problem. Because essentially it comes to a point where there is no hope that you're gonna get first with such an insane difference. And again, not first on the race, but talking about the whole place. Like, you're gonna be so far from first, it's crazy. It seems like that's the first time that happens, because every other time it seems like the opponent mostly waited for you, but this one is not waiting. So there is something that you can do. You could abort simply to restart the same location. I mean, I don't know if I will feel like doing it. Maybe no, but... Nah, I think for now it's fine. Just that I'm afraid that maybe tracks afterwards are gonna be so hard that having a big margin to tank bad results will be necessary. That's the issue. I guess for now I'll keep it, though 10 seconds is very bad. Like, there is no doubt about that. Like, that's the worst result so far. I mean, I guess the only positive thing is that in my previous results I was ahead for like 40 seconds, so those 10 seconds I might be able to tank them. Anyways, I was about to say, if you're looking for Spain territories that are not technically... Well, one of them actually is part of Spain. I was thinking of Catalonia. It's a place that it's inside of Spain and they want to be independent, but they are not. And then you have Gibraltar, that I think that it's supposed to be like in possession of the United Kingdom, or well, precisely probably England. But it was supposed to be part of Spain. So I think that those are the ones when you look at Spanish territories that are like their own thing instead of part of Spain. When it comes to Corsica and Monaco, we're talking about France. Talking about French stuff. Well, to the point that, you know, the track that is used in Formula 1 for Monaco, it's called Côte d'Azur, which is, it's very French, it's a very French name. These are some fucked up corners. Okay. Somehow managed to survive though. Not so much there at the end. No fucking asshole, goddamn it. Your opponents are terrorists. That's what they are. Absolute terrorists. It seems that here in the safari, this might be a safari, but I'm the one being hunted. Well, I don't know, actually. Do modern safari include hunting? So I felt like safari back then was like a hunting expedition, right? But I think that nowadays safari just means an expedition where you just visit wild places and that's it, you don't kill any animal. I think that back then safari was meant to mean like that, like basically a hunting expedition. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm pulling that out of my ass, it's possible. I mean, not like I ever went into a safari, so I wouldn't know. Okay. Apparently poaching is a very big crime, so you can't. Wait, they call it poaching? Hey, how is it going, Wasabi? Fuck, man, Citroen piece of shit. Well, to be fair, I took this Citroen out as well before, so that was basically revenge. Ah, no. Damn, these trucks, dude, are an atrocity. I mean, I know that being a safari, it's supposed to be wild and all that, but holy shit. It's like you went a little bit wild on the wilderness here. Also, what's the difference between poaching and hunting? Actually, no, that's not the question. What does poaching mean? I don't think I heard that word before. It sounds like coaching, just that it has a P instead of a C, so I don't know. Okay, if I end here, it's not that bad. I guess the difference is not that big. And I don't know how the last race in Safari is gonna be. This one wasn't that bad. Would have been worse. Oh, it means to steal? Well, but I mean, if you are licensed to hunt, you wouldn't be stealing, right? Or will you? I don't know. Maybe. Hard to tell. As I say, I never went into a safari, so it's not like I could know. Okay. What's it gonna be here? Is this hopefully gonna be an easy one? I doubt it. If the previous two are anything to go by. Ooh, that's a corner. Yeah, and this guy did pretty much the exact same thing I was expecting them to do. No surprises there then, but these are some very mean corners. Well, at least here it gets wider. You have more room to drive around, which also means more room to overtake, which is one of the most important things here. No, I hit it with the side and yeah, lose control fully there. That's so annoying. I barely hit it from the side. It's what I say. Like, the accidents in this game are absolutely unforgiving. And that barely, I mean, it was an accident, but like the way you approach that bump was relatively like innocent, you know? But I still got launched into the stratosphere pretty much. Now, the Citroen being first place is not a bad thing, because I'm pretty sure that the one in the first race that got the 10-second advantage was one of these two Toyotas. I think they are Toyota. Or are they Toyotas? Actually, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm just seeing the fact that they have... Oh, man. How do you want me to do that jump? I wonder. Am I got reseted? Well, it seems that here we're gonna be on dead last. But yeah, these safari tracks have been absolutely terrible. Hey, I mean, it was out time that someone resent some resistance, otherwise we would have won by a lot. Now, I would like to at least get 2 points, because if I finish very dead last here, that means that it's very possible that I don't get a single point, and that will be bad. We don't want that. But right now it's pretty much guaranteed that I will not get first place, because that will require me to have a 10-second advantage, and that's not happening. That is 100% not happening, but as long as I get second, I guess it's not that bad. Like, as I say, not getting first is very bad because you get very little points, but since getting first is not a possibility, we gotta go for the not so bad thing, which I guess it's second. The second best thing. Dude, how do you want me to do one of these corners with one of these guys in parallel? Like, you can, like, you essentially have to give away your position, pretty much. You're not allowed to do parallels. Just like you're driving Formula 1 here, parallels are not allowed. We're fine. And the Citroën being the one first, as I say, is not a problem. The Citroën being there is okay. But this, assuming I finish in this position, this will most likely be second place on Safari, but like, this was a very hard location, like very, very hard. I don't think the Citroën is even gonna win the overall location. I think he probably gets third place. Well, I don't know which one of this is the Citroën, but yeah, the guy on that got first. Oh, actually, you get 3 points. So it was 5-2-1, but it's 5-3-1. Well, I still have a very good advantage, so I don't mind. So I guess at that point, I might not even save here, because might as well keep going forward, since that wasn't that big of a deal anyways. Oh, and here we go to Corsica. I was mentioning Corsica, well, here is Corsica. So the thing about Corsica is that in arcade mode, one of the tracks here is the track that appears as the first one. Not this one, though. This one doesn't have laps. The one I'm talking about did have laps. Though some of those corners look quite evil. So a little bit concerned here. At least it's asphalt for now. It's asphalt. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure that the one, maybe I'm wrong, but the one that is the first one on arcade mode did not have asphalt, right? Actually, don't know. Oh, these guys are going fast. What the hell? They weren't going that fast before. What's going on to you? Well, into you. It's fine. They have calmed down a little bit right now. Nice, good overtake. He thought that I was going through the left side, but no. Change to the right. Okay, jump here. Oh yeah, here. I used the brakes. I still almost lost control though. Okay, at least that bump is only gonna happen once, since it's a trail race and not a lap race. Though, if there will be another one. It's just that that specific one won't appear again. Which I'm glad for. It is a good advantage as well. I think we're fine. Not to mention that since it's a trail race, it also should be very short. There you go. Yeah, well, 2 minutes. Kinda. Look at the 2D sprites of the people there. It's pretty funny. Keep in mind that in PlayStation 1, you could use 3D, but for things that weren't the... Oh, what the hell am I looking at? That looks like a problem. You could use 3D, but for things that weren't that important, you just wanted to do 2D sprites to not be so hard on the console, I guess. Now, the problem is that here I'm not seeing the Corsica track that I'm talking about. So maybe arcade mode actually has completely different tracks. That would be weird though. Like you have tracks for both championship in arcade mode. That's interesting. To be surprised at the amount of effort, I guess. What? Oh, there is a choice, like a fourth place. Well, it is definitely, as I was saying earlier, that's more similar to a rallycross. In rallycross, there is something that is called Choker Lab, and you essentially pick a different place than others. I don't know when the tracks converges again here though, or maybe it already did. It might have already done so. Yeah, I mean it has to. I mean at this point I don't think it's still splitting, right? That was weird though. I don't think I saw that in any game that is not something like Mario Kart or whatever, right? Like the typical like battle arcade racing games. In games like this ones, I don't remember seeing a split path like that. I also fucked someone in my way there. I kind of feel a little bit guilty about it, but considering how many times they fucked me over, honestly, whatever. And yeah, this is another trail, so arcade has completely different tracks then. Well, that's unexpected. Kind of makes me want to play arcade now. I mean, I could. I don't see why not, right? But I was just planning to on playing championship and that's it, you know? Because I'm pretty sure that if I play arcade, it will probably take the same amount of time as playing championship. And I don't think that I could do both things today, but assuming there is enough time after the championship, I guess I should at least play it to see what it is about. Because when I went to arcade mode, I only played one race simply to test how it worked. Like how the game worked, not how the mode worked. To me, it's still crazy, as I said at the beginning, that unless you pick the absolute understeer option, this game is borderline unplayable. That to me is really crazy. Like the default options of a game making the game actually super hard to play, but the moment you make a little tweak in it, it suddenly becomes playable. Quite crazy. Because you can tell that even at fully understeering, like sure, in very sharp corners you start noticing the shortcomings. But you can see that in other type of corners, it still seems that you have very good... What the hell are you doing? That you still have very good grip, you know? So it's one of those things that, yeah, it's clearly the best option you can use them. And here I demolished them all. 40 seconds of difference with the second place. Holy shit. Oh, nice. Also, this loading, we can make it faster too. Not just the loading that goes into our race, but the loading that goes here. So now we're going to New Zealand. You know that New Zealand is one of the... It's pretty much the only Anglo country that I'm actually curious about. In terms of, like, you know, one of the only Anglo countries that looks like it will be nice to live in. I'm not a fan of the other ones, personally. I mean, not as places to live in is what I mean. Like, I wouldn't live in the USA, in England, or in Australia. I certainly wouldn't. But New Zealand, hey, maybe it's not much different from the rest, and I'm just, you know, imagining that it might be simply because I don't hear too much about it. Is there a racing game that... Hold up. Give me a second. That calculates the winner of the cup based on the time of the whole cup rather than just everyone's positions. Well, rally games are like that. It's just that rally games that actually behave like rally. Like, basically, rallies are time trials. Well, in real life and in video games, it also tends to be the case. So, in almost any rally game, yes, that's how it's determined. It's just that this game is special because, as you can see, these are races where you can actually collide with your opponents, overtake and all of that, and still the only thing that matters is the time. So if your question is, well, I guess your question is that, a game that has races and it only calculates time at the end, I don't know. I feel like I played a game like that, but I don't remember. Or, well, there is one game that I remember that had the total time as a tiebreaker. So if you had the same points on the championship as someone else, the tiebreaker will be the time. But as a main metric to decide who wins, I don't remember playing any right now. Keep in mind though that I played a lot of racing games, and it's possible that I'm forgetting about one of them. But right now my answer, aside from, as I say, rally games, my answer will be no. But maybe I'm forgetting something important. It's possible. I do agree that it's weird, because at that point, what even is the point of the positions? I mean, not the positions. I mean, the point. Because here's the thing. In rally, you do have real-time positions, but it's obviously based on the time you are making and not if you are in front or behind someone else physically. Like, the real life positions are calculated with checkpoints. I know. Oof, that was close. I almost lost control. So essentially what I'm trying to say here is that what doesn't make sense is that you have physical contact with the cars if the position doesn't matter. If anything, that just makes fucking up your opponent a lot easier, because if you want to make sure someone doesn't win, just take it out of the track. Though at the same time, it's hard to take someone out. It's very easy for you to get taken out though, but seems like the opponent cards operate in a slightly different physics logic than you. Though that's something that happens a lot in most racing games that are not like simulations, like stuff like Gran Turismo. Usually the CPU will always behave differently in terms of how the rules apply to them. And when I say simulation, I don't mean like driving simulation, but rather you are simulating the opponents in real time, which is what Gran Turismo does. I think that that's probably the most, or at least one of the most impressive things about Gran Turismo. It might not be a simulator in terms of driving like other actual simulators are, but it's definitely a simulator when it comes to trying to simulate a race. Because the opponents actually behave like opponents that play by the rules like you do, which ironically for the most part makes them slower than you. But yeah, that's fine. Okay. How many races have I done, by the way? Is this the 6th location? Hold up, let's count from the beginning. So we have Indonesia, England, Spain, Safari, Corsica, New Zealand, right? Am I missing one? I don't think I'm missing one. So that being the case, it will essentially mean that I did a grand total of that is not that hard. You can do it. 17 races counting this one. Sorry, my brain is a little bit slow sometimes. Takes a little bit to kickstart it. I'm basically calculating this to see if after the championship I will have enough time to play the arcade mode. I hope there is, but I don't know. And I also know how it will work in terms of what the winning condition of the arcade mode is. Because in this one is point based, but in the arcade I don't think there are points. So are you simply supposed to get into the podium in every race? Because I mean that's, as I mentioned before, not very hard to do when there's only 4 competitors. You just need to overtake one and that's it, you're in the podium. You know? Ah, fuck me. Alright, you can stop doing that right now. You had to do that. You just wanted style points. Hey, don't worry, we're fine. The accidents like that basically tell you that even if you might seem that some of these races look so easy and I'm in the first place by a long shot and that it's free and all of that, the moment you get into an accident, all of that can go down the shitter very easily. Like, very easily. Okay. Careful. This is a long race. I mean, it's a long track in itself, but also it's a track that is not trail-based, it's lap-based, so that means that it will be even longer. I think that this is actually the longest track in terms of single lap, even comparing it to trails. I don't think that none of these were 2 minutes long. And obviously the fact that there is 3 laps means that, well, more than 2 minutes, so it's even more than 6 minutes when you count the 3 laps together. Ah, fuck. That's a very blind corner. Alright. Well, not to mention it's obviously gonna be slower here if I got the... Really, the replay is gonna have the place that I started spinning? Come on, are you on my side, game? You're supposed to celebrate the fact that I won. That doesn't look like a celebration to me. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I know you have good intentions. Surely. Surely you do. Oh, what the hell? Well, one of the guys... That was pretty funny. One of the guys didn't want to race. He felt that racing was not a nice thing. Wanted to get out of here. Yeah, I'm surprised that... Oh, you're already back? You are so full of shit. There is no way that after an accident like that you are back so quickly. You're absolutely full of shit. It's fine though, I don't mind because my advantage right now is so big that you need all the cheating in the world to help you. But I don't mind a couple of cheats if you... I mean, sorry, let me rephrase. I don't mind you using a couple of cheats, because I don't need to cheat. No need for that. Unless configuring the car all the way to understeer counts as cheating. But I mean, that's a game setting, you know? A game setting that makes the game playable. I also tried because you know, changing the configuration of oversteering and understeering is not the only car configuration you have. You also have the suspension if you want to make it soft, normal or hard. And I tried soft and I didn't notice any difference. I'm assuming it's related mostly to how easily it reacts to the changes of altitude, like this one for example, but I don't think there's much difference. Like maybe it depends on how it lands after a jump or something like that. What the hell was that, dude? On the right side, like I'm gonna finish last place here clearly, but on the right side the advantage of the previous one should carry me here. Yeah, that was right on the finish. That was pretty unlucky.
You finished fourth.
That shouldn't be a problem. I don't think that was more than 5 seconds, and the second race I think I got a very big advantage. We will see though. I got quite a lot of an advantage actually. You can see that it's 25 seconds pretty much, 26. So that was very good. Damn, and I'm so ahead of these guys. They don't have any chance of winning pretty much. Like, there is no way these guys are gonna win. And then we have we go to the Alps, but not any type of Alps. We're going to the French Alps, which, well, this game so far has 2 French tracks. That's interesting. Maybe the developers were French. Well, not to mention that the car I'm using is a Peugeot, and it seems to be a very good car, you know. Yeah. Yeah, at this point I think that we can basically just do our own thing. So I don't think there's anything that's gonna get in my way to win. Like, I'm pretty sure I could get last place in whatever tracks are remaining and I will still win, you know. It's fine. Well, back when this game released, other rally games that you had were stuff like Colin McRae Rally. That one wanted to be a little bit more realistic. Well, not super realistic. I mean, we're still talking about PlayStation 1. Damn, that guy got fucked and you deserve it. What I was about to say, that they tried to do a little bit of realism. But this one was mostly, well, this one is supposed to be more arcade, and especially you can tell that with the name V-Rally. The V comes from virtual. But the controls are still very fucked up. Like, if you're a casual player and you grab this game, you're gonna get your ass absolutely kicked. I mean, I guess in rookie difficulty the cars don't really go that fast, but it's not about that. It's the fact that with an accident, that because you're most likely gonna have an accident being a casual player, because I mean, most casual players when it comes to racing games, they don't know that the brake button exists, right? So every time a corner comes, they go full speed into a corner, hoping that the walls are gonna save them. In this game, not only they are not gonna save you, they are gonna make you lose so much time that you will be completely hopeless to win. You might as well forget about it. You know? Okay, that's fine. And I don't think B-Rally 2 is that different. I mean, I do remember playing it when I was a kid, and I remember doing relatively well. In fact, I remember unlocking so many cars, and that's what I love the most about that game. There were a lot of secret cars that felt very good to unlock. Also, then that was a win right at the end. It's pretty good. So yeah. Well, I don't know how V-Rally 3 and 4 are gonna be. I do know that 3 is a Game Boy Advance game. And I'm really looking forward to it because it's one of those Game Boy Advance games that, well, as you would expect from a Game Boy, is not a real 3D game. It's a 2D game mimicking a 3D perspective. Kinda like the F-Zero games, right? What some people call Mode 7. I don't know if it's the same technology. It might be a different technology. And sometimes you can make it very shitty, like for example, Cruising. What was the name of that game? I don't think it was Cruising Advance, right? No, it was called Cruising Maximum, I think. It's basically the cruising game for the Game Boy Advance. That game is trash. Like, that game is actual trash. And in part it's because of the limitations of the Game Boy Advance, you know. Though that will be excusing the developers for being bad at developing a game. So yeah, part of it is because of the limitations, but another part is simply the devs making a very shitty game. So I do hope that V-Rally 3 is not like that. But I have hopes that it isn't, because you know that I've seen people actually recommend the game when it comes to Game Boy Advance games to play, of course, and not in general, right? I mean, in general, you wouldn't recommend a Game Boy Advance game with the exception of the Pokemon games, I guess. In fact, well, I guess that and the Zelda games. You know, there are a lot of Zelda Game Boy Advance games that people recommend, but outside of that, the Game Boy Advance, it's usually a console that you never hear recommendations about, right? Like, usually if someone recommends you to play a game, they recommend you to play a game that is from either a home console, or if we're talking about handheld, from DS forward. Like, they never mention the Game Boy Advance. And neither they do the original Game Boy, again, except for Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon, obviously, but I think that the Game Boy consoles are the kind of consoles that, unfortunately, in retrospective, they don't have too much value for, like, modern... Look, when I say modern gaming, I don't mean that they were useless in the evolution of gaming. I mean to play them nowadays. That's what I mean. Like, if you want to play a game nowadays, usually any of the Game Boy consoles, you have a better version outside of the Game Boy. With the exception of Pokemon, as I say. Pokemon is the only exception where, simply for being a handheld exclusive back then, it's the only way you have to play Pokemon. But aside from that, any game back then that had a Game Boy version usually had a home console version that was better, and the only reason why it had a handheld one is because you could play it on the fly, but unless you actually own one of them, you might as well just play the home console version of whatever you want to play. Like, sure, there are more exceptions than Pokemon when it comes to handheld exclusive titles that are worth playing, but I don't think they are very numerous. I think that for the most part, you're better off going for home console. Hey, let me know if that's not the case. Maybe you're hearing this and you're thinking, man, this guy is a bitch, and you might be right. But if you think so, you gotta recommend me the Game Boy games that you think are good, of course. And Pokemon doesn't count because I already know. I pretty much played all of the Pokemon handheld games. Well, not every single one of them, as in I played Pokemon Red and I didn't play Pokemon Blue. And I played Pokemon Emerald and I didn't play Ruby and Sapphire. Yes, but I mean, I played every Pokemon game of every generation, essentially. Sorry. I played at least one Pokemon game from each generation, that's what I want to say. So yeah, in that regard, with Pokemon, don't worry, because I'm covered in that regard. But, you know, I want to hear new names. But I think that there are some Yu-Gi-Oh games that some people like. I'm not a fan of card games in general. Damn, that was almost, I mean, well, it was 50 seconds, but yeah, we're getting into a minute territory of difference. That's crazy. These guys are just getting obliterated. Alright, and this is the last one. It's on Sweden. Well, and by the way, here, regardless of the result, I'm obviously guaranteed to win the championship. Actually, I'm gonna save since it's the final thing. I mean, I don't know if there's any benefit of saving before the final track. Probably not, but just in case, I guess. If I want to revisit me winning a championship, I have this save file, I guess. Yeah, I don't think that that's that important, really. All right, let me continue. So on Sweden, yeah, that's fine. I mean, Sweden's just like the Alps is gonna be snow. Well, you can already see it there. In fact, the very first one is snow. So yeah. Going to Sweden. That's a pretty cute shape. It's like a tie. So I think that unless there is like a very hidden location that gets unlocked by beating the championship, I might actually have enough time to also play the arcade mode, which will be great because I would like to. Since, as I said, it seems that the tracks are... what the hell? Since the tracks seem to be actually different. Oh, that was a great start, dude. Even, I would even say amazing start, you know? So, if anything, the fact that the championship mode has been this easy to beat, it actually makes me fear that the arcade mode will be the absolute opposite. I mean, it's funny because you will think that championship is the serious mode that is hard while arcade is the casual mode, but something tells me that in this game it's gonna be the opposite of that. Like, I just have the suspicion that that might be the case. Hopefully I'm wrong though. Oh, also on a completely unrelated note, you know that today I was supposed to test a new microphone. So the thing is that microphone that I was about to test, I have it here. Well, as I already said, some other streams, I have another microphone to use here. What I don't have is the cable that connects the microphone. So I'm afraid that a microphone, just by putting it in your desk and not connecting it anywhere, I'm afraid it's not gonna do anything, you know? Like, you need to connect it to your PC. So yeah, because of that, that will have to wait a little bit more. But that's fine, I mean, this microphone for now, even if it doesn't work the way I would want it to work, it still works, so for now there is no problem. And for what I understand, the microphone that I'm out to get, that I have and that I wanna use, like I could put it away from me. Like I don't have to put it in front of me like this one. Like I could put it on the desktop, like closer to the monitors, for example, and it will still pick up my voice. Or at least that's the way it's advertised. If that's how it actually works in a real environment, I don't know. It's advertised like that, like you could place it in your desktop relatively far from you and it will still work. We will see how much of that is fake advertising or not. I have hope that it isn't. And I hope it isn't mostly because one big thing about microphones is that if you use them too close to you, there will inevitably be fluids from your mouth that are gonna get to the microphone. In this case, the microphone that I'm using has a natural protection, as you can see. Right, well, natural, it's not natural, but what I mean is that it has a protection that allows to stop a lot of those fluids. But the microphone that I wanna use doesn't have that, which essentially means that I wanna use it from far away. So I wanna believe that it's gonna work from far away. But considering that it's a microphone that is meant for real life podcasts, like, you know, the typical where people sit on a round table and the microphone is in the middle, that's how it's advertised. So I want to assume that it should work when it's away from my mouth too. The only way to know is by testing, and I obviously cannot do that until I get the cable, so there will still be some time until I can actually test it, but it's fine, I'm not in a hurry. That corner fucked me up in every single lap, and if it wasn't for that corner in this lap, I probably would have been close to the first place, simply judging by the gap. It's whatever. I mean, as I said, even if I get last place in this location, I will still win the championship by a lot. Like, by a lot. Well, it seems that all of these Sweden tracks are lap-based. I don't particularly mind. I mean, right now you can throw anything you want at me. I'm gonna tank it. Don't worry about it. Oh, what the hell? Hey, can you... Sack of shit. That was an interesting start. Maybe it's the snow that it's simply very slippery here. And it makes it hard to maneuver. It could be. No, I think that snow doesn't really behave that much different than dirt in this game. I think that it's mostly the same physics. Obviously clearly different than asphalt, but that was also the case with dirt, you know. So I already said it before, but I gotta say it again. I really like the way the illumination effect works here. Like, it looks pretty nice. It feels like it's actually quite advanced for the time, isn't it? Like, back then, usually what you had is like some lights in front of the car that didn't really light anything up. You could just see the track because you were meant to see the track, and that's it. But this one, it actually looks as if you were lighting it up. Obviously, these are not like real time reflections. I'm pretty sure that what it's done here is that depending on the position of the car, the textures on the ground and the walls get lighter. But you could say that that's what reflections are, you know, more or less. But this is more like an activation technique. Like the brightness of the texture activates when you're close. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, and these are real-time calculations, right? But I mean, yeah, everything is a real-time calculation. But I mean that specifically reacting to the car flare. But one thing that doesn't happen though is that the opponents don't have this. Essentially, this only responds to you, to your car. I guess otherwise it would have been a little bit too much. Nah, it's fine, don't worry about it. In that corner is the second time that it gags me though. On the right side, at least a crash like that doesn't make me lose that much time. Also, I was about to think, the championship in total has, since we are talking about 8 locations with 3 laps each, 3 tracks each, we have 24 races. For what I see in the arcade mode, it has 3 courses, where the first one has 6 tracks, the second one has 7, and the third one has 8. Which will mean that you have a total of 22 races, which is kind of the same amount. But I actually do wonder if I play the arcade mode, if I will be able to finish it today. I feel like I have my doubts. So then again, it's not like, I mean, I could simply stay streaming for a little bit longer, you know. Wouldn't be a problem, I feel. We will see. Okay. In the same corner every time, but didn't he say easy right, easy left? That's the opposite of easy mister. It's a shame because I would have had enough of an advantage to overcome the disadvantage from the first race. Whatever. But yeah, that corner is mostly deadly for the same reason that almost any corner is deadly, which is the copilot being a bitch. If the copilot doesn't help, there's not much I can do, you know. I can try my best, but if the copilot is not trying its best, you know how it is. Like, you know, the weakest link is what ends up breaking a chain, right? Here the weakest link is the copilot. Alright. And then what do we have? It is, in theory, it's the final race of the championship. And it's not lap base, it's a trail base. Alright, well, we should be fine. Should be. Or if you unlock anything by beating the championship, or if you should see the credits and that's it. I mean, it tells me that you're probably just gonna see the credits and that's it, but you never know. Could be wrong. It would be nice just for, you know, having a fading ending that I could win this race. You never know. So what the hell is this song? Like the one that is playing the guitar has a broken guitar. Come on, dude. What are you doing? No. Okay, that's fine. As I always say, those very sharp corners are the only ones that expose the understeer config weakness. But in everything else, it's so much better than going for oversteering. Like, since you haven't seen it, you probably think that I'm exaggerating, but trust me, picking regular steering here in this game is a suicide. You do not want to do that. In fact, until I found out by trial and error that understeer was clearly the only playable choice, I wasn't gonna play this game. Because as I said, it's absolutely unplayable if you play on default settings. With understeer it just works great. Alright, well, fitting ending, so unless there is a secret course, we are done. We got it, right? Well, and interestingly that I only didn't get first in Safari. Like that... Yeah, there you go. That's a pretty funny trophy. Even funnier than there isn't any music in the background. I finished first. And those are the final positions, so... Well, obviously, if I had won every single location, I would have gotten 40 points, but who cares? Like, really, Safari was way too hard compared to everything else. Like, very, very hard. Hey, at least that's the championship mode of the championship edition. Which means that arcade is nets. I want to see if the difficulty is still at ace. It seems to be. So let's just try arcade. Oh, actually 4 stages then. Good memory that I have, right? Oh, you have credits. That's why it's called arcade version. Like this time, well, not like I retry at all during the championship. So the car selection is still the Peugeot, okay. A slower car boost. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on. Because I don't know what that means. I mean, I'm assuming that whoever is behind gets faster, but does that apply to everyone or does that only apply to you? I don't know. And the car settings, thankfully, are still in understeering, so... Well, here we go. So yeah, as you can see, this is supposed to be Corsica. But all of the Corsica tracks were trail-based. So this one is actually not trail-based. Which means that it's a completely different track than the one from the championship. Which essentially means that, yeah, you know, these are different tracks. And I want to see them, obviously. Now, credits here imply obviously that you can lose. And the question is, what is the lose condition? Fucking Citroën, damn it. Oh, someone got fucked. Oh, there is a time limit. I was not expecting that since it wasn't in championship mode. Wait, maybe that's what the difficulty is about. Maybe the difficulty, like, exclusively affects the timer and that's it. And it has no effect on the AI. The problem is that if these assholes keep pushing me like this, it's gonna be a little bit hard to get anywhere. Alright, so that can spice things up quite a lot because these guys are really fans of pushing you. So yeah, I might be in trouble, but I guess that also means that I might not need to worry about winning. Like, I just need to worry about not running out of time. But that's something that I still don't know. Man, come on. What the hell was that? Well, at least one of them suffered a little. This attempt is going very badly right now. I mean, at least I still... Wait, I'm in last position? How did that guy recover even? I did make it in time, but every time I'm having less and less time remaining, you know? We will see how it goes. I still want to see the lose condition, or well, I guess the win condition. It's the same thing. I mean, win condition, I guess it's the opposite as the lose condition. Considering that there are 3, I think that it's simply time. Like, as long as you make it in time, you should be fine. But I feel like that would also be weird if the position doesn't matter, because at that time, the optimal strategy, I mean at that point, the optimal strategy will clearly be to just let these guys pass and then worry about doing the track on your own and not having anyone crash you. Okay, the Citroën got into an accident. The karma for what you did at the beginning against me, you sack of shit. So I don't feel bad about you. But yeah, I don't think we're winning this. So I haven't seen the other car yet, the one in first place. But at least if the win condition is getting into the podium, I will get it. Like, as I say, not much merit, but I almost didn't. If that Citroën didn't get into an accident, I wouldn't have gotten third. So it says you finished third. So is there any standings, anything? We're about to find out. No? Go to Indonesia. And since there are no points, I gotta assume that your position is irrelevant. But as I say, what's stopping me from... Oh wait, and the opponents are not even the same ones. So here we basically have 2 Citroën instead of only 1. So essentially, as long as you make it in time, that's it. Like, you're gonna continue. Well, that's certainly weird. But sure, why not? I mean, we already saw that even in the championship, the position is not relevant. But here, not even the time is gonna be relevant if the opponents are not the same in every race. Because, like, who is accumulating points if every time it's gonna be a different competitor? Right? So that essentially means that yes, the only objective is to not run out of time, and that the difficulty setting might just affect that and not the AI. So at the same time, the AI here, at least in the previous track, it was certainly a lot faster than in championship mode. even though that option that says slow car, boost, whatever the fuck that means, was enabled. Didn't seem like I was going slower, unless that means that slower cars, as in like the lightweight categories like this one, go at the same speed as the heavyweight categories. Maybe that's what it means. In which case that would be cool, because yeah, that would be a nice thing to have. I approve of it. Some of this I am relatively close of running out of time. I'm a little bit scared. Just a little bit. Because these are obviously supposed to be easy tracks. Even the game calls this course the easy course. So that's what scares me a little bit. Now, if I'm not mistaken, B-Rally 2, differently than having an arcade and championship mode, well, maybe it has that, but if I recall correctly, you essentially can do races like this one, where actually the position, I'm pretty sure that matters. But you also have the traditional rally mode where you drive on your own and you compare times with the CPU, right? So you will have to try, but mostly try to see if I need to tweak any configuration beforehand, like in this game, because that game does also have car configuration, well, car settings. Ah, shit, that might cost me that was a lot of time wasted. Damn, the Citroens keep eating shit. That's way too much time wasted, and there is not much margin to not get time out. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, but I almost got it. That's such a shame. I almost got it. But yeah, I wanna continue, but well, the good thing is that this does work like classic arcade games. When you run out of time, you don't immediately fail, but rather your car slows down until it stops, like until it reaches 0 speed, and that's when you fail. And that's good because it means that if you're close to a checkpoint, you still have time to reach it even when the time reaches 0. You still most likely are gonna fail because of all the speed that you lost, but that's fine. As I say, I'm pretty sure that here the absolute best strategy that you could pull off is wait until these guys go further than you and basically try to race in solitary. Because right here, having them constantly next to you, able to make you crash, is a very bad idea. As I say, the accidents are not forgiven here. Yeah, and these guys certainly are not behaving like in championship mode. These guys are bloodthirsty. They smell blood. And you're the only human driving, so they know where the blood is coming from. Well, at least here I got a little bit of an advantage. Seems that none of this advantage will be as exaggerated as the championship mode, unfortunately, but that's fine. I mean, I guess if anything, that makes it more interesting. It's a little bit of a problem though, having lost 1 credit already on the second race, considering that there's 4 in total. But I mean, I guess it will be a problem regardless. This arcade mode, ironically, is probably gonna be harder than the championship mode. That's something that you don't see often. Like, any game that I remember that has both a championship and an arcade mode, the arcade mode is clearly always the easier one, and the championship mode is the one that beats your ass. Because I mean, well, I guess it depends on what you understand by arcade. Because the thing is that nowadays, arcade is the equivalent of casual. When in reality, arcade back then, when arcades were still alive, essentially means that arcade, like something that behaves like an arcade game. And in this case, you essentially have the typical timer that runs to 0 with checkpoints, and you have credits. So that's what it means by arcade. It doesn't mean casual. It behaves like the typical arcade game of the time. Well, not to mention that 1997 games like Daytona USA and Sega Rally Championship were very popular. So I guess people back then, I guess in an arcade mode, expected something like this. Right, that was very convincing. I was able to maintain the lead completely, but as tracks get harder, I guess that's not gonna happen all the time. But for now, wait, I didn't check the location. Oh, it says there, Spain. Alright, come on, don't fail me, Spain. Well, at least in championship mode, Spain was easy, and that's simply because it's asphalt. Anything that has asphalt is easy. Oh, this is the first time, by the way, that I drive against another Peugeot. I actually have a teammate. Oh, and this track looks gorgeous. Damn, I'm surprised that even though we did have Spain in championship mode, we didn't have anything that showed the beach. So that's weird. Yeah, this one looks very, very nice. In fact, I can easily tell you that this is the prettiest looking track in the game, without a doubt. Like, without an ounce of doubt, this is the prettiest one in the game. Weird that there wasn't. Oh fuck, a champ. Oh, these guys take the champ as if it wasn't even there. Okay, I see how it is. That the CPU is not very interested in this arcade mode on playing by the game rules, huh? Pretty interesting of you. But yeah, I mean, you might think that that doesn't work in my favor, but it does. With the position being irrelevant, or at least I think it's irrelevant, you actually getting far from me is the best thing you can do to me. You never know. I'm thinking it's irrelevant because it hasn't shown the opposite yet. Maybe I'm completely wrong and it's actually very important. I mean, maybe, and this is something that I'm just thinking, but maybe in the easy difficulty you are meant to get third place minimum, and in every other difficulty afterwards you're supposed to keep increasing by a little bit. Okay, you can actually get these champs by going relatively fast. You don't need to brake that much as I did in the first lap. Maybe this course requires you to get third place in every race. The next one requires second, and the final one requires first. I don't know. I hope no, because for some reason the cars here are going faster than me and not leaving me any way of getting closer to them. I'm not sure why. I mean, I don't consider that I'm going slow here. I guess the game disagrees. Maybe I am going slow. Yes, I cannot even catch the third place. Forget about the first one, you know. And this is the checkpoint that seems to be the most dangerous. It's the one that has always been with the timer on 3. Yeah, okay, these champs, I choose panic on the first lap. Well, it is true that if I made these champs faster, I would have had an easier time getting closer to the third. Well, I got close to the third. So is this gonna count as a failure, or am I gonna go to the next track? Do I? Yeah, I do go to the next track. So the position is 100% irrelevant. Like, you only need to survive the time. Well, nothing more, nothing less, because it's not like surviving the time is particularly easy, you know? Yeah, that's a weird arcade model, right? Because at that point, get rid of the cars. I mean, you know, obviously the cars give it the difficulty because they crash you and shit, but like, at that point, I don't know, make it like like outrun, put traffic on it. But obviously traffic in a rally game is, what are you doing? But I think it will make more sense than a race whose position is irrelevant. I might not make... Okay, never mind, the checkpoint is there. I was being melodramatic. No problems. At least these guys, for now, are not going too far. One thing that is going a little bit far is the timer. A little bit afraid of it. Close. Okay. So this track has some sharp corners without a doubt. Yeah, and I think that here I have a huge timer deficit. I'm a little bit afraid of what's gonna happen. Like something bad is gonna happen. And by something bad is gonna happen, I mean that I'm gonna run out of time. Not like anything worse can happen. Because clearly getting last place is irrelevant. I feel like I will run out of time here because I had more time on the previous lap and I still barely got into the checkpoint that comes here. So here, unless I somehow manage to make these corners at full speed, that I'm certainly not gonna do, I feel like the time will run out eventually. Okay. Well, I'm kind of in the exact same situation as last time when it comes to the timer, so... Not to mention that in the first lap, the very first corner, I crash. That's something that... Can you really blame me? The first corner is so fucked up. Okay, what might be a problem here is that the opponent might be a factor. And if it crashes me in a bad way, I'm done for. Oof, and that's... I think the timer is gonna reach 0 here. Like, I'm not gonna run out of time, because I will have like that little last win at the end, but I'm pretty sure the timer will reach 0. Well, almost. It was 1, it was going to 0. Oh, and this guy is very close. Well, yeah, go on. Yeah, overtake me, dude. Don't go in parallel. At least it's enough to reach the... But yeah, the timer did reach 0. So if this one was already this hard to not run out of time, I don't want to imagine the other courses. Well, we did beat this course. You completed the arcade easy mode, correct? I did. Damn right I did. I fear for the other ones. I don't think the other ones are gonna be that easy. Well, this one wasn't easy, so yeah, I'm a little bit afraid right now, you know. So this is medium. Oh, this one is 6 stages. Usually have medium and hard, and you need to unlock each one. So it's 4, 6, 8. Yeah, this one there is no way I beat it. Unless I reduce the difficulty, there is no way I managed to beat that one. Like, the choke potential is out of this world. So I have my doubts. But hey, you never know. I mean, again, the positioning doesn't matter, so... Though this one starting with Safari is quite dangerous. Okay. I need to remind you that Safari was the only track in the whole championship that I couldn't win. That was already a great start. Absolutely great start. Something tells me that the same thing might happen here. I mean, if it comes to that, I can simply decrease the difficulty. And the good thing about decreasing the difficulty is that it will also let me know if the AI is affected in any way. Because if the AI is not affected, then it means that the championship mode, for example, was as easy as it was. And there was no way to make it hard, I guess, with the exception of picking a heavier weight class. Well, it's what I was saying earlier, that essentially the real difficulty selection is the weight classes. If you want to play the hard championship, play with an Impreza and you will see what difficulty looks like. I cannot imagine doing these ones with the Impreza. If I'm already struggling with essentially the easy mode car, the Impreza here, yeah, good luck. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Could have been worse. But keep in mind that regardless of the difficulty, you always have 3 credits. So 3 credits will always be there regardless of how hard you want it to be. You'll only be able to do 3 retries. The other guy is getting close to... No, why did you fail that? Even... Well, yeah, no way I get to the checkpoint there. But here continuing seems a little bit useless, right? Because if you fail the first one, what are you gonna do? But I think here, if my idea is to beat these ones, and especially the hardcores, I need to lower the difficulty, because there is no way I can do that many things in a row without running out of credits. So let me change the difficulty real quick. Well, apparently the middle difficulty is called Pro. You know? Like, there is no middle ground between a rookie and a pro. I mean, I guess I can kind of understand it, since it's like rookie is like you choose starting, like you're more of an aficionado, and then pro means that you're actually competing. but I mean, it's whatever, who cares. So let's see if the difficulty only changes the timer or if it also changes the behavior of the AI, or maybe both. It might actually be both. Actually, I don't... That's a great start, dude. Amazing, even. But I certainly hope it does affect the timer, because otherwise I already lost. And that will be pretty sad. I didn't lose, but yeah, not by much. So let's see now. Well, if the AI is affected, the thing is that ironically, that this doesn't make it easier, this makes it harder, because your chances of falling behind and not having to deal with the AI are... Wait, so it seems that it doesn't affect the timer, it actually affects the AI. So if that's the case, this is not gonna make it easier at all, this is gonna make it harder. Right? I need to pay attention with how many seconds you start, but looking at the timer here, it does seem like it's the same. I think it is the same. So I guess might as well keep the ace difficulty there, right? Now that seems to make the most sense. But yeah, that will still be pretty hard no matter what. So I guess the strategy of trying to fall into the very back of the race to not deal with the AI seems to be the best I can aim for. But then that's fucked up, so this game is even more fucked up for casuals than I expected. Because even playing on the easiest difficulty, you still have to deal with no accidents, because the timer is not gonna wait for you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it also... Well, the best thing I can do, because I don't remember in what number the timer started, but what I do remember is the timer on the finish line recharging 25. And this always starts like this. At least by doing that, it's the same as braking at the beginning to let these assholes pass, so just let these assholes pass. They are better there than anywhere else. Or maybe the thing is that the initial time is higher, but the recharge time is the one that is the same. So if you lost the initial time, at that point the difficulty doesn't matter at all, right? Because you already lost the time and you are not recovering it. I don't know if it works like that. If I cross the finish line with 0 seconds remaining, I guess I will know. If it replenishes 25, well actually, if it replenishes 25 no matter what, I will know. Just need to do the... Well, it might be actually less. Because it took me to 25 with like 1 or 2 seconds remaining, so... It seems that difficulty might actually affect the timer. Probably. But I don't think it's important enough. And I'm even wondering if it affects the AI. Because they look like they started slow, but this guy seems slow anyways, right now. It's just that I got more used to the track, I don't know. I think that the chances of winning this are very... Yeah, like they are probably not happening. Or rather, it is probably not happening.
Medium left.
Actually didn't throw him off. Or at least not enough. I'm on the lead, but you know that this is a dangerous situation regardless. Or rather even more dangerous for being on the lead. It's fine. It seems that unless rookie changes a lot and there's simply not that much of a difference between pro and ace, I think that, yeah, for the most part, changing the difficulty is kinda useless. It's kind of like a cosmetic option. Just there to make you feel like you're playing better, but no. I still feel like there are way too many races in a row, and once you start losing, you can get very easily into a snowball of defeat, you know? That's what scares me a little bit. Okay, got it though. So, 5 more races to go. That's not a problem, right? Surely. Okay, New Zealand.
3, 2, 1, go!
Keep in mind that this one is... Well, this one's just like the previous one too. Like, these are not asphalt tracks, which means that handling will by default be hard, no matter what you do. Yeah, easy my ass, dude. That wasn't easy. At least it seems like the AI is not very fast on this corner, so that could give me a nice advantage after all. Wow. I got an extreme advantage right now, that I could obviously blow it at any time by getting into an accident, but it's as I said, it seems that the AI, when it comes to chicanes in general, it seems like the AI is not very ready to deal with them, you know? Uh-oh, what's this? Oh, it's a dip. You dip into the water. The second place is pretty far. It's almost looking like championship mode, but maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's what makes the AI shit the bed. You just need to throw chicanes at the AI's path, and they will kind of take it like 2 corners instead of like
Easy right, easy left.
like essentially a straight line. I mean, it's not a straight line, but like they take it slowly because they don't take it like a human would. And here it's not only the opponents, but rather the timer is so much easier than in the previous laps. Like, I'm actually accumulating a lot of time. So it seems like it's essentially the developers thinking that the people will mostly struggle with these ones, maybe. That chicanes will be super hard. It's not like I say that they are the easiest thing in the world, but they are certainly not as hard as the game is painting them to be right now. Okay. But another thing is for sure, and that's that Safari is a piece of shit no matter what. Like, I think that's the bottom line. Now, yeah, we can say anything about chicanes and whatnot, but I think here the real culprit is simply Safari being such a shitty ass track. I don't know though, the time will tell. Time is the only one that will tell. Yeah, look at that. I go through a checkpoint with 20 something seconds to spare. It's just absolute day and night. It might also be, to be honest, because a track like this, regardless of the fact that understeer is the only way to make the game playable, this track, assuming the other configurations were playable, this track specifically benefits from understeering, because most of the corners are very small, and the ones that are big, seems that since the track is so wide, doesn't matter if you understeer a lot, you should be fine. That was very good. Well, it's not over yet, but I think that the finish line was close, right? It's there. That was day and night. Like, I don't know what the difference with the other drivers is because you cannot see it, but like it's very clear that compared to the previous race, I probably got like a 10-second difference with the second place. Okay, what about this one? I didn't read which one it was, my bad, I wasn't really paying attention. But the real question is who cares? Also, this is supposed to be clay. I mean, I don't know how you call this surface in English. Probably not clay, but... Actually, you call it gravy, not clay. Right? That's how you call it, gravy. Yeah, I think that that's what this is supposed to be. Obviously, it's not asphalt. It might be gray, but it's not asphalt. But it has to be gravy. It's a common surface for rally. Or at least it's a surface that I've seen in a lot of other rally games as well. Okay, these corners are barely even corners. These corners are more or less glorified straights. There are some exceptions, like that one was a relatively messed up corner, but seems like this one might go similarly to the previous one because these are fast corners, and the AI essentially only does well when they are very sharp corners. Or maybe I should say that I do badly when they are very sharp corners, but for the rest, you certainly have no issue. Yeah, well, here at least the timer is getting into red territory, so I guess it's not as free as the previous one, but considering that looking back I don't see a single opponent, I think it's free enough. Like, again, the opponents don't matter here because your position don't matter, but you can use it as a way to measure how well you're doing, and since the opponents are nowhere to be seen, you gotta assume you're doing very well, pretty much. If you are able to maintain the lead consistently like this in a track, then it's obviously way better than trying to be in last place and having to worry about overtaking. It makes a huge difference, especially when you don't crash at the very beginning, because if you crash at the very beginning you have to deal with those guys again. But if you get to the lead and you just go far from them like this, that's it. So if anything, what this teaches me is that the AI in this game is extremely inconsistent, and to this time I still don't know if it depends on on the difficulty or not. I feel like the difficulty at this rate, I gotta assume it's cosmetic. We have cosmetic difficulty here. Okay, so we're back at Corsica here. The most tense part of the races is the very beginning. Well, you can say that about real life races as well, especially if you ever watch Formula 1, you will see that the beginning of a race is chaotic, very chaotic. And of course later on in the race there can be a lot of things that can happen that are unexpected, but at the beginning of the race it's essentially a scramble. Anything can happen and it can decide essentially the race of multiple drivers, because that's when you can be completely out. Oh, okay, didn't need to brake that much there. But it seems like, differently from the previous ones, the AI in this track is certainly going fast. Though here, considering that I'm driving on asphalt, I shouldn't use the brake that much in corners. I feel like I'm braking a lot, and I don't think it's that necessary. But in corners like that, I guess it is. But again, the AI's behavior is just simply inconsistent. Like, they sometimes do very well, like right now. Sometimes they do very badly, and it just seems mostly random. But I do believe that the key is in the chicanes. Chicanes are what filter AI so much. That jump, you can probably do it faster than that too. I don't like the fact that I'm getting closer to this guy. I would prefer if you stay in first place. If I were to overtake, he's very quickly gonna try to crash me at all costs. So I'd rather stay in second place here, but I don't have any choice. He's going very slow right now. I'm gonna end up losing more time than well, I wouldn't say more time than anything, because him getting me into an accident will definitely make me lose more time than me just staying behind. So I think I'd rather stay behind. That's preferable, I think. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Just secure the track. That's what matters. Well, the track, the race. The race that is not a race, I guess. The glorified time trial with obstacles. Indonesia. Yeah, to think that this is still not the last track of the course, which makes me think that, as I say, the final course, the hard course with 8 tracks, is gonna be impossible. I'm gonna try it, obviously, but I don't think it's gonna go well. I really think it will be a filter. I mean, well, I expected this one to be a filter, to be fair. And it can still be a filter, mind you. We will see. No. Oh, well, yeah, here. I'm staying on the outside, because if I go on the inside of that corner, I'm gonna get fucked. But I can still get fucked on the outside, but chances are lower. No, don't be an asshole. At least I got the timer properly. Yeah, the corner, I don't know, they are pretty close. They are too close for comfort. Okay, at least it seems that here, for the time being, I left them behind, but like that sharp corner can still be an issue. I mean, I cannot do it better than that, you know, but it doesn't seem like it matters. The rest of the corners, the AI seems to clearly do them slower than I do, so I think we're fine. The good thing is that it's at least a short track, considering that it's 1 minute and a couple seconds, you know. Keep in mind that there is still one more race remaining. On the right side, that remaining race is something that I will have all 3 credits to use, which means that there will be a lot of trial and error that I'm allowed to do. It will be nicer if I don't need to rely on that, but at least there is room for error. That will still not be enough, you know. It won't be an instant loss. And the good thing is that by beating this, you unlock the hard course no matter what. So even if you don't beat the hard course, you unlock all of the content in the game, unless that by beating the hard course you get some, you know, some secret course, which I hope not, because that one I probably won't win. So I don't plan on, if there is a secret course, being able to unlock it. If I somehow do manage to win, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do another course today. So this is the final race of the medium course. It's in the Alps, but thankfully it seems that it takes place on asphalt. I mean, that doesn't mean that it's gonna be free, but it's a good hill. Okay, I got the lead quickly, but we will see how long it lasts. These people for now are not going that slowly. But keep in mind that the surface, I fucked up so badly. These sharp corners are not, well, okay, that one is quite sharp. The first one wasn't, though. The one that went to the right, the one that went to the left, yeah, was a little bit exaggerated. Okay, I mean, for the most part, you can actually take these corners quite quickly, because again, it's asphalt. So don't take that one that quickly. What do you mean I'm about to run out of time, dude? Not even the CPU is here. In fact, look at how far the CPU is. And you're telling me I'm running out of time? Like, well, the CPU is basically absolutely running out of time. It should. What I'm trying to say is that you're full of shit, Mr. Game. Because yeah, I am in the lead, and by quite a lot, you know. You will be slightly full of shit. Okay, I am failing that one every time right now. hopefully by the last lap I actually do it properly. Would be nice. Second place is nowhere to be seen, so I am not doing that badly. Despite what the game is trying to make me think with the timer, I clearly am not doing this badly if the AI is so far away. I mean, so far away that you cannot even see it by looking behind, you know? You know, which, I mean, as long as I don't get into an accident, I should be more than fine. But if anything, here is where I should start worrying about the final course, because since I actually managed to beat this one, the final one will be very salt-inducing, well, mostly because I cannot really try it more than once, you know. That's the issue, because there is not that much time remaining on the stream. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it a 4-hour stream if it's necessary. It's just that I'd rather know if it's possible. If I had to do that, I guess it's okay. I will accept. Kind of accept my fate. Okay. And here I think, except for the very first track, I won every single track, didn't I? No, I got second in one of them, I remember. But yeah, I guess I got first in the majority of them. Well, that was at least satisfying to pull off, because I was able to pull it off, obviously. Wouldn't be pretty satisfying if you cannot pull it off, right? So, yeah, I completed the medium mode, correct. Well, that also means that the Ace All Dream could still be active right now, because so far I beat everything on Ace, regardless of how much it matters or not. Yeah, this is still on Ace. Okay, well, on to the hard one. I don't promise beating this one though. Like, it probably won't happen. Oh, but you have 5 credits. Well, at least you have a higher margin than the other ones. So that's not bad. But, I mean, it's still very chokeable considering that, you know, you essentially have so many tracks. And basically failing, well, or rather losing all credits will mean that you have to try it all over again. That again, I'm not gonna do that today regardless. Well, unless I fail at the second one, I guess. If I fail at the 5th or 6th one, like, yeah, no, that ain't happening. Be a nice challenge for some other time though, but not for today. That was close. This is asphalt, by the way, so the grip shouldn't be bad, but still struggling a little bit. But the fact that it's nighttime, I don't think it's very relevant, because you can see more than enough where you're going, so the thing that might be the issue is the timer. I actually run out of time. Okay. The problem here is that it seems that a lot of these tracks in the hard course are most likely gonna be long. I mean, here we're not even at the end of the lap, and we're almost reaching 2 minutes of lap time, so this by default is a long race. That was bad. I mean, that was pretty hard to predict. That you were gonna have a wall there. At least it didn't fuck me up that badly, especially considering the second place is still far from me. Whether I beat this or not, what I do know is that this will take a very long time. And I'm not sure how long that long time is gonna be, but that's fine. But keep in mind that... No... Oh, that sucks. No, don't do it. For fuck's sake. Yeah, that's... Shishi, right? I just lost way too much time there. It might not be over. If it's not over... No, I think it is over. I don't remember where the checkpoint was here, but... Yeah. It is over. Alright, take 2. Yeah, like, if I fail there, sure, I don't mind trying again, but... Wait a second. Now it says credit 3. What? Didn't it say credits 5? Are you telling me that you accumulate credits and if you quit you lose them? That's pretty weird. Isn't it? I will say it's pretty weird. So I had 5 credits before because I just beat the medium one and I had a bonus. I gotta assume that's the case, because otherwise... I'm not sure... Well, that... I guess that makes it then as unreasonable as it was before. But the biggest problem here is that there are some corners that have walls on the side that... well, essentially make you lose so much time that you won't be able to recover. I do still think that the timer is kinda bullshit, because pretty clear that the AI goes way slower than what the timer requires, and it doesn't matter. So I am essentially being the exception here. So these are the corners where you essentially have to brake a little bit more than you would expect. I appreciate you moving out of the way. There you go. But another thing that I could have configured to make this shorter is to make these 2 laps instead of 3. But I mean, since I already did 3 laps in the whole game, I guess I have to continue like that. Probably. I also do think that if my idea is to beat this course, that I have to beat it today no matter what, for the only reason that these games control are so weird. Like, if I stop getting used to them, it will actually take some great effort to remember how you are supposed to do it. It's fine. This most likely at this rate will go to a 4-hour stream, assuming I don't get filter earlier. But yeah, this will be a long stream. Well, I don't mind dedicating a long stream to a game like this, in as much as I think that the physics are dog shit. At least it's still an enjoyable experience. A very weird experience though, like, and not just because of the physics, the way the AI works, the way the modes work, like the fact that essentially the position is irrelevant in the whole game, even though the game still counts your position in the UI. Like, overall, it's a very bizarre game, you know? Yeah, that's fine. So be it. It has to be that way. Has to be that way. Okay, right now it seems that I'm doing way better. Like, the timer isn't even getting... Well, I mean, it makes sense, since the reason why in the previous attempt I even lost is because of the... those asshole walls in some of the corners. Well, I mean, I guess they are technically not walls, they are supposed to be... Well, I don't know how you call them actually. What would be the name for that? Like bench? Well, I don't know if it's bench. No, bench is where you sit. Actually, I don't remember how you call that. That thing that you use to separate stuff when there are events happening in urban areas. No, fence. You would call it fence, right? I think that you're supposed to call it fence. Well, that. It's not a wall, it's a fence. Except that it's a fence that acts like a wall, because it's not like you can knock out the fence and keep going. Like, it's gonna stop you as if there was a wall there. It's like, it's a fence wall. Or a wall fence, whichever term you will prefer. And I almost got hit by it, but it's fine. This one was promising, but yeah. It's not over yet, but yeah, I have enough time to spare, and the second place is way too far anyway, so this one is gonna be fine. But no, the real question here is the fact that there are 7 races remaining and only 3 credits to go through them, so that's my issue right now. Damn, and look at that. That not only doesn't look short, but also looks hard. Is it an offensive wall? Yeah, it is an offensive wall. It's offensive to me. Yeah. So on top of this being a long and a hard track, it's also snow. So it seems that we might get fucked here. Oh, and the AI is actually going fast on the chicane, huh? Well, that's a very sudden change for you, isn't it? You went pretty slow on the other chicane, so yeah, I guess at this point there is no theory for the AI. Like, the AI just does whatever it wants depending on the track. So in some tracks it's gonna be fast, in some other tracks it's gonna be slow as shit. And there is no pattern. It's basically whatever the devs thought that it was more balanced. With the problem that is not very balanced, but it's fine. I mean, it's the first time. Well, I don't think it's the first time these devs actually make a game, though. The devs are Infograph. I think that it's far from the first game they made, but It's the first game in the franchise, to be precise, so I guess we can cut them some slack, you know. Not to mention that I think that in the worst case scenario, the AI is still pretty permissive. But it's weird. See, for example, that first sector, they do it so fast, but the last sector that is very clearly easier, they do it so slow. Because, you know, these chicanes are not easy. Differently from some other chicanes in the other tracks, those are not easy, and yet they do those fast, but the other fast corners in this same track, they don't do it fast. So yeah, a little bit weird. No, I was going too fast. But to be fair, going too fast there is what you would expect. I mean, I was on a straight, it's just that that corner seems to come quite quickly. It's like you have to react to the corner before the guy says easy right, because it's not easy. Like, that's a medium, right? The one that I crash against. That's another thing that is also awkward, but I think that that's something that applies to a lot of rally games and even modern rally games. The fact that the copilot is such a useless piece of shit. Like that, it feels like it's actually a constant. Having a fully reliable copilot in a rally game seems to be like a unicorn. You know, just as unexistent, but just as valuable if it existed. But will a unicorn be valuable though? I mean, it's just a horse with a single horn, right? So will it be? I mean, it will be valuable in terms of money because it will probably be rare, but I mean, I don't know if it matters too much. And this is another one of those tracks that zips into free territory. I mean, hopefully all of the races are like this, simply because I cannot afford losing too much. Yeah, like, these are extremely free, basically. Got it. Just like that. Damn. I really wish I could see the difference with the second place here, but like this one minimum has to be 10 seconds. Right, where else are we going? French Alps? Well, it's asphalt, though it says snowy asphalt. I don't know if there's much of a difference though. I mean, it didn't seem that different when I played on it, but maybe it is. Also, there's something I don't like about this game, and it's that for some reason the cars have no number. Why would they have no number? I mean, more importantly, why would they have a spot for the number if there is no number? Also, that's bad. Like, this might cost me a credit, actually. Oh, god damn it. Hey. We will see though for now. But the good thing is that I'm also far from the... Well, for now I'm far from the other cars. I might get close. If they go as slowly as in the other tracks, I'm obviously gonna catch them, but I don't know. For now, at least the timer, I'm doing fine. It's just that obviously in a track that you never seen before, you want to have more of a margin that I wouldn't be having right now. So it seems that this track is mostly chicanes. The issue, well, is that it's also a very narrow track, so overtaking here will be the problem. Oh, and that's... Damn, actually got fucked by one of the chicanes. Okay. Damn, you take so long to start accelerating after a respawn. That is a problem. Make it. Okay, I made it. I made it, but now I definitely have no margin. I mean, at least for what I seen, is that I could mostly make it to all of the checkpoints without trouble. But if I keep doing shit like this, wow, that was a 360. You know, I actually meant to do that on purpose, obviously. I wanted to get some style points, so I had to do the 360, right? I needed to show off. Right, so essentially here, I'm going way too fast on the chicanes, and that's what's fucking me up. Like, all of the accidents like this, I'm having them in chicanes. Like, I'm being very trusty of them when I shouldn't be. Like, they are actually costing me the race at this rate. Right, though, so far, as I said, it seems that I can do all of the checkpoints in the time they ask me, and thankfully, for being so dead last, it means that I shouldn't be able to reach these guys. Like, before I definitely could have reached them, but now I cannot. Unless they have an accident, which is still a thing. Do the 360 again? No, I think I'm fine. You know, we don't want to show off too much, because otherwise the opponents are gonna get jealous. And never mind the fact that I'm last place, but that's only a detail. Hey, don't worry. But man, this is very intense. The fact that I hadn't lost this, I mean, I can still lose it, don't get me wrong, but the fact that I'm still on this without spending a credit is actually crazy. I was not expecting it to happen. Like, I expected to lose on the very first lap, but no, I'm still in it. And it's actually a blessing to have this guy so far away, because for what I'm seeing, the pace of the opponent cars is not bad on this track. Which means that if I was first place, they will constantly probably try to crash me, and in a track like this that is so narrow, it will end in a very bad accident most of the times. It's not over yet though, don't talk as if you already won. There is still a little bit more to go. There you go. Okay, now you can talk as if you won, because you did. Yes, I say it. We won. That fourth place means nothing. That's a victory, okay? No, I mean, for real, it is a victory. The game doesn't care about your position, so... Ooh, that one looks so shitty. At least it's asphalt, but damn. Well, and being Spain means that it's probably gonna have some corners that are probably gonna have a wall fence again, right? Hopefully not. But this is sunny asphalt. From a theoretical standpoint, this is the easiest condition you can have. But at the end of the day, it all depends on what the AI does. And the AI, if they want to be assholes like that, they will be assholes like that. But that and the timer. It depends on those two things, pretty much. Oh, and these are, well, this is that part on the layout that had all those fucked up corners, so shouldn't be a surprise looking at the layout. Yeah, it has some interesting sharp corners. At least the game doesn't expect you to do them fast. It expects you to do them as you would expect, as a sharp corner. It's just that keep in mind that the configuration that I'm using is not the default, so I technically do sharp corners slower. But it's only technically, because I can still do them pretty fast. Well, especially being asphalt. Oh, they are pretty close. Okay. Now the only... Oh, a champ. Oh, that's a very fucked up champ. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, and it fuck all of them up. Look at that. But I might not make it. Okay, no, the start is there. Yeah, that was pretty funny. We all got fucked by the champ the same. That was pretty funny. Nice. Team. Okay, that corner is tricky, to say the least. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Like the AI, I guess when you're looking at them directly, they cannot get away with having the privilege of not caring about the rules of the game. No, it's big. That's the thing. It most likely didn't cheat the champ because I was there. Because I was actually seeing them. So they were actually playing by the rules because I was seeing them. It's something that at this point is so widespread that it's essentially a standard. When you're looking at the AI, they behave like absolute idiots, but when you're not looking at them, everyone becomes Max Verstappen, you know? Pretty much. But since we're talking about rally here, I guess it's more like they become Colin McRae, I guess. Okay, champ. Team, and I use the brakes a lot there, so that is probably the most fucked up champ in the game. Because yes, other champs in the game also require you to brake, but I don't think any of them require you to brake that much. Like that one is an actual menace, like an actual safety hazard, without a doubt. But at least now I know. So next time that I get there, and especially with the fact that I'm in first place by such a long shot, and more importantly, with enough time on the timer, I will take it slowly. Yes, you can be like, well, the finish line is right there, so you can just go full speed and you will end up in the finish line anyways. No, because here, if I were to get into a big accident, first of all, it will take a while for the car to land, since we're talking about a champ. And by the time it lands, it most likely is gonna cause a respawn. And we already saw that the respawn takes a while to allow you to accelerate. So essentially, no, it wouldn't be guaranteed if you go full speed. It would be pretty far from guaranteed. Well, I guess it would only be guaranteed if the finish line was in a straight line from the champ. And even then I doubt it, because your car will easily start jumping to the side. So we go slowly, yeah, see, slowly, take it easy. No need to do anything stupid. Okay, got it. So this is halfway through, right? Like that was the fourth race, or am I coping? Am I basically wishing it was the fourth race? I think it was the fourth race. I don't think, yeah, it was the fourth. So this one is the fifth one. This one has a lot of chicanes and it's gravel. Okay. Should be fine though. You know what I wonder is how much this playthrough would have taken if I had used the real loading times instead of fast forwarding every time that a loading screen comes up. Oh, a champ. Wait, where? Okay, that's not a champ. It's basically an uphill. That costed me a lot. Yeah, I think that will cost a credit. There was nothing I could have done though. That asshole fucked me over. Though those are also weird corners. They are very blind. Make it there. Okay. Yeah, and that's a good checkpoint. 44 seconds. Well, it's probably 44 precisely because of how long it is. But I'm more worried about the track itself. Is this really gravel? This feels like dirt more than gravel. And more importantly, the fact that the grip is atrocious. and the fact that it has so many uphills make it extremely hard to drive. And a lot of blind corners. I mean, you can see those trees on the side. They are actually blocking my view, you know? Actually blocking my view. I don't think I'm getting to this checkpoint. I was close, but... Alright, on the right side, that was... Wait, I have 5 credits now? Man, how the fuck are credits calculated in this game? Like, it said 5 credits on the previous attempt I had on this. Then it says 3 credits, and then it says 5 credits again. Am I going crazy? Like, am I making up numbers with my eyes, or what's going on? Honestly, if there's any truck that can drive you crazy, it's this one. This track so far, I don't think I have any doubts when I say that it's the hardest arcade track. Because in the championship ones we have the safari tracks, but in arcade I think this one is the hardest, because there wasn't any track so far that put so much emphasis in uphills and the sword. Well, at least the fact that I have 5 credits is good. I have no idea how or why, but it's alright. I'm not complaining. Especially because now we are more than halfway through this, so right now I would want to clear this. So here the warnings are not about a jump, are the fact that there is an uphill. I think the warnings are a little bit misplaced, don't you think? And there is an uphill every 2 seconds in this track. You know, like, telling you that there is an uphill is not a novel thing. It might as well tell you that there is an opponent car nearby. Well, yeah, no shit. Is that here? I don't know if I want to overtake. Do I? I feel like I don't. Because I don't think I do the track fast enough. Or at least not as fast as the AI. Because yeah, it's fast enough to survive the timer, but it seems that the AI has a different idea. Yeah, as you can see, the AI is doing this faster. But you can also say that I'm doing it slow, and you will be right, but these guys are definitely not falling behind like in almost every other track. These guys are actually putting in work here, and that's a problem. Fuck, man, and so many of these corners are sharp when it says easy. Yeah, easy ride my fucking ass. Like, that's not easy ride, dude. In fact, these ones that you're saying medium are more easy than the other ones. You're absolutely out of your mind. Unfortunately, here it seems that these guys come in a pack. Like, it's not like you can have one without the other. You will have both. And you might think, well, what difference does it make? The fact that you have one opponent is already bad enough, but by having 2, you definitely have to worry about the 2. Yeah, no shit, but I'm saying that it is a problem because the attacks could come from 2 different places. Now, I'm a little bit scared here because the timer is actually running out. Like, in the previous lap when I crossed the finish line, it wasn't that low at that point. So that's what's scaring me a little bit right now. Maybe I'm just panicking for no reason, but I mean, I don't think that in a track like this you can say that I'm panicking for no reason. This panic has very legitimate reasons to panic, and this is a track that if you just look at the layout you will think that it's one of the easiest ones, because like just looking at the layout you have a lot of straight lines. Just that those straight lines are essentially a roller coaster. And the corners that don't seem that big of a deal are also roller coasters. You go up and down, up and down. It's crazy. I don't think I'm gonna run out of time though. I think I should be fine, but I'm still scared, dude. And again, I don't think you can blame me for being scared. I think I'm very appropriately scared. You know, there is still room for even more fucked up tracks, you know? That can always happen. This is a straight line to the finish line, so I think we should be fine. Those are not even champs, which is surprising as they kinda look like champs. Okay, that was very good. It only costed me a credit, but then again, we had 5, now we have 4, I guess, but we're doing very well. So what do we have here? Safari. This could be the filter. Because we hadn't had Safari yet in the hard course. And the fact that it's so late into the course is even more fucked up. Yeah, we might be in trouble. I wanna remain positive though, but we might actually be in trouble. Well, if you already start with a fucking hairpin, pretty nice. That's a great way to start a track, isn't it? You have a straight lane into a boom, hairpin out of the ass, just like that. Alright, that's fine. On the right side, it seems that my opponents are far. I'm not sure exactly for what reason, but it's fine. It was a very short checkpoint, what the hell? Also, saying that that's a chicane, dude, you are such a sack of shit. Like, this guy is a terrorist. He wants me to get into an accident. Like, that was a chicane and you say it easy left. Man, this copilot... Unbelievable. So this track has 2 hairpins. Well, in rally, when you have a hairpin like that, you're supposed to use the handbrake and drift all the way. I still have not tried to use the handbrake in this game, but with how the physics work, I don't think I want to use it. I don't want to try it even. I'm glad even that I was able to find out that the understeer strategy works so well. I think that's as far as I'm willing to experiment. If this works so well, better to not touch it, you know? It's the usual saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? With this understeer mechanic, there's nothing to fix, because the understeer mechanic is, in fact, the fix itself. So don't apply a fix to the fix. The fix itself is already good enough. I hope that at least this is useful for other people that are interested in trying this game, and when they try it for the first time and they realize that the controls are so shit, they are like, are you supposed to do it? And then they come across this video and they are like, oh, so that was the secret. You go for understeer. Yes, that's how you do it. You go for understeer. So hey, I'm not saying that nobody can beat it with oversteer configuration, but if you're a casual player, you're most likely not gonna be able to handle oversteer. And since I wasn't able to show it to you, I'm gonna try to explain more or less how it feels to play on default configuration. Basically, what example I could give? Well, I mean, you know how when you play games like Gran Turismo and you start drifting to one side, you try to overcorrect so you don't spin out, and what the car does is like it goes even more to the other side, and then you try to counter correct that and you go even more to the other side until eventually you spin out, right? That's essentially how the whole game feels if you don't tweak the steering. Like, it feels like you're constantly drifting, you're constantly trying to not spin out, but it's just the game being played normally, you know? So yeah, to me at least understeer is not only necessary, it's crucial. Like, it's essentially what makes the game playable. Sweden, snowy gravel. Okay, there are only 2 tracks remaining. So this one doesn't seem easy, but then again, the track that happened 2 tracks ago looked easy and it wasn't. So maybe this one looks hard and it isn't. And not to mention Safari, the previous track. I thought I was gonna get absolutely fucked by Safari, and it was extremely easy, in fact. Because yeah, it has 2 hairspin, but it seems like both the AI and the timer didn't really care about that. So surprisingly easy, and I hope this one is also like that, but I don't know. We will see. I made that guy spin out. The problem with that is that now I'm tempting karma to do the same thing to me. Also, this track looks very similar to the snow track in Sega Rally 2. I mean, well, yeah, snow tracks usually will look like other snow tracks, but I mean, even the way the paths look and the things on the side, like, it looks very similar to that one in Sega Rally 2. Sega Rally 2, that, by the way, is a game that came out a year after this one, in well, actually, no, I'm confusing it, I think, with Daytona 2. Daytona 2 is the one that released in 1998. I don't know when Sega Rally 2 released, though. But it should have been around that time. Maybe it even came before this game, now that I think about it. Hard to tell, though, I will have to look it up. Sega Rally 2 is a fantastic game, well, same as the first Sega Rally. In fact, I guess this being the competition of rally games is kinda like, you know, if you're a rally game fan, you definitely don't wanna get a PlayStation. You wanna get the Sega Saturn. But yeah, that will be the only use case, I guess. If you're somehow such a big fan of rally that you need to have the best rally games on console, yeah, you will probably go for Sega. Pretty sure that for literally anything else, you will go for either PlayStation or Nintendo. But if you were a rally fan, the fact that Sega Rally was one of the flagship games of the Sega Saturn, I think it was more than enough of a reason to go for that, basically. Something that I find surreal here is the fact that I've been playing this game so much today that I actually got used to the dogshit controls it has. It is another thing that you might not notice, or maybe you do notice. But essentially the way the steering works, it's not like in games like Ridge Racer that you start steering and your vehicle simply moves to the direction you're steering until you stop doing it. Here the steering goes in like little chunks, like you hold right or left to steer, and it's like it steers right a little, then it stops, then steers right a little bit more, then stops, right? Like what might look like it's me doing it, it's not me doing it. Like for example this, you see that there was a movement where the car went left, stopped, and continued going left. Well, I was not the one that stopped, it was the game itself. Oh, that sucks. That's fine, don't worry, that was a stunt. It was for style points. Yeah, no worries. That made me lose time, but the second place is far and the timer is also... The timer is dominated, don't worry about it. Like the timer right now is more than dominated. What I'm trying to say is that these little stops that you're seeing when I'm fully steering to one direction or the other, those are part of the game. And they are even worse when you don't have understeering. Like, when you have the default configuration, yes, you steer more to the side, but the fact that it's in chunks like that makes you lose control a lot more easily. I know that I sound like a broken record at this point, but I cannot stress enough how unplayable the game is on default configuration. It really is. Well, the only way you can know is by trying for yourself. That's the only way you will be able to know. Okay, got it. So we only have one race remaining. Only one race remaining and potentially more than 5 credits. I mean, we know that we are guaranteed to have 4 credits, but it might be more. So this is the French Alps again. It's in asphalt and clear as well. The only thing that is unnatural, no, I mean that it's non-default is the fact that it's nighttime, but that's more than fine. Like, we already seen that nighttime is not a problem in this game. The asphalt and clear time, so now it's a matter of, as always, seeing what the AI has to do. Damn, 2 hard corners at the very beginning, huh? That's how it's gonna be. This one also has these very dangerous cliffs that if you make it there, good luck getting out of that. It seems that the biggest difficulty of this track are those hard corners. Oh, I can't believe that. No, don't change the camera, you sack of shit. I didn't mean to change the camera, I meant to go in reverse. Okay, that's gonna cost me a lot, and the worst part is that I did that. Well, I did the same thing that I did there on a chicane. This might time me out, but on the right side, I have more than enough credits to tank this, so I'm not afraid. I almost made it to the checkpoint though. Hey, don't worry, I have... How many credits do I have? Yeah, I have 5. So, obviously it is possible that I fail 5 times. Yes, it's obviously it's a non-0% chance, but I feel like by the time that I am on my 3rd credit, assuming I spend 3 credits here, by the time I get there, I'm pretty sure I should get used to the track enough that those things shouldn't be a problem. But you never know, maybe I won't. Not to mention that again, the problem is also with the AI. If the AI decide to be douchebags, I cannot do much about it. Not to mention this is also another one of those very narrow tracks, so... that guy got dive on. So, be careful. With this chicane, I can't believe I actually failed that chicane. Like, if I was the AI, I would believe failing the chicane, but... as a human player, failing that chicane is a little bit humiliating. That's fine though. At least we have that as a warning, that those chicanes are nothing that you cannot and there is more. This place seems to combine very sharp corners with very dangerous chicanes. Will this be the actual hardest track on the game? It could be. I don't think so, but it could be, and it all depends on how the timer is. So far it seems like the timer does give you a little bit of time to go with, but we will see. Oops, these are some sharp shits. Yeah, I'm not so sure actually about the timer. feels that it might not really be enough. I mean, I guess in the worst case scenario though, like it reaches 0 and I have to reach the checkpoint with the power of inertia, which, you know, it's not a problem, but it doesn't seem like this one will be as comfortable as the other ones. On the right side it will be a comfortable first place. And yes, I know that the position doesn't matter, but essentially that means that no one will bother me, because even with that accident they still are not even close. The problem is that accident might have costed me crucial time. We will see though. Let's not cry so early.
Medium right.
There will be enough time to cry later. Okay, now this should be good enough.
One more lap.
Well, yeah, unless I get into an accident, but assuming no accidents, this is enough. Alright, well then let's pray for no accidents, you know? Because it could happen. We don't want it to happen. We do not want the accidents to happen.
Hard right.
Nice.
Hard left.
Now, can you imagine that instead of a secret course, there is a secret track after this? I mean, it's not like it will be something unheard of. That's the whole point of the Sega Rally. In the original Sega Rally arcade, there are normally only 3 tracks until you reach the end and it shows a secret final track. I hope that's not the case though. If there is a secret course though, like with a collection of tracks, I'm obviously not gonna do it today, but at least it could be something that will happen for some other time. They might try to be so careful there. See, those chicanes are deadly. It's no wonder that on the first attempt I got fucked by them so badly. And the timer here is actually gonna come close to 0, but I'm still fine. The finish line is right there.
Finish. Congratulations.
Nice!
You
We got it! I actually fully beat the game. That's something that I confess I was not expecting to do at all. Before I started the stream, I was not expecting to fully... Wait, it says access to narrow stages authorized. That's an interesting word. Instead of unlock, it says it's authorized. So does that mean like in single player or time trial, or what do you mean by that? Like, is there a new course? Well, we gotta check. How is it gonna be? No, there is not another course. Like, the courses are those, so I'm assuming it's talking about time trial. There is not even single race, actually. Like, it's time trial or go fuck yourself, pretty much. Well, we beat the whole game on ace difficulty. Just like that. Though, for what we've seen, there is not much difference between ace and pro, so I don't think it matters too much, but yeah. Let me just save real quick. Wait, does it override? So the championship information and the overall game information is saved on the same block? That's weird. I mean, I don't give a shit, but a little bit weird. There you go. Got the save successful, and well, that's it. I don't think there's anything else to do. We got it all. So hey, that was pretty nice. I mean, as I say before, this game's controls by default are shit, but go all the way to understeer, and more importantly, pick the Peugeot 100 seats, and you're gonna have an okay time. It can be a little bit frustrating at times if you get into accidents and if the AI decides to fuck you up, but overall it is pretty cool. So I personally, I think I recommend it, even if it's a little bit of a rough start for the series, but it was enjoyable, at least for me. So hey, thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream. So have a good one, and take care.